Good evening, CFTA. Good evening, CFTA. How are you guys? Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We know there's a myriad of things you could be doing today, but you chose us, and for that, we're grateful. And we're actually tearing up behind the bar. You can't see it because it's dark. But we are very touched by your presence here. We thank you all for coming. We hope you have an enjoyable evening. We have a very nice lineup for you today. It's a guarantee from CFTA. If you don't laugh today, you can please visit us at the bar and get a refund for your ticket. Thank you guys. If you would like to purchase, this is for comics, if you'd like to purchase a copy of your set, you can do so at the bar. It's $15 and it's shot on 5 cameras. It looks phenomenal. It looks like I can't explain it, but it's really, we're so proud of it. That being said, yes. Also, if you wish not to be broadcasted to the world, and by that we mean the 82 people that watch every live, please let us know to opt out so we can mute your set so it doesn't go into the ether. But that will also mean that you cannot purchase a copy of your video. And that's sad. We don't want that for you. Also, for your pleasure, there's pizza and drinks at the bar. Please visit at your own convenience whenever you like. With that being said, are you ready to have a good night? No, I want some more energy, please. Some more energy. Please, I want some more energy. Are you guys ready? Guys, please help me welcome your host for the evening, Lockdust!
How's it going, CFTA? Works better like that. All right, my name is Ray Lockdust, and my pronouns are they, them. Because I'm a lot. All right, so this is the weekly Thursday mic with a catch. This is the Pride edition. Hello. Wow, are they them with purple hair? The other they thems loved that. That was just for you, baby. So you don't have to be queer to be on the Pride edition, but you are queer if you are. So congratulations, everyone, and welcome. Our community is always growing, and I am so happy to introduce and welcome you all. And if you have a problem with it, yeah. It's June, I can be judgmental. Oh, imagine if I was mean. He's known me for 15 years, so he laughed really hard because I'm endearing. I'm very humble as well. That is one of my better qualities. I have so many. So welcome to the open mic. Again, it is the Pride edition, which is also the kickoff event for the Uncloseted Comedy Pride Festival. What's uncloseted comedy, you ask? I'm very disappointed. Uncloseted Comedy is Hamilton's celebration of queer joy. You can find us at the Staircase Theater the second Thursday of every month. You may be wondering, Ray, isn't today the second Thursday of the month? Why, you're right, imaginary person. But this weekend is the Uncloseted Comedy Pride Festival. So instead of being on the second Thursday, which is today, you can find us Friday and Saturday all weekend long doing so much comedy, so much gay shit, and you're all a part of the community, so you'll love it. Yay! This is amazing. We have such a ragtag group of comics. I love that so many of the Uncloseted family did come out tonight. Get your clappers clapping for you. And for the regular CFTA crowd, get your clappers clapping. Now, who's here for the first time? Amazing. Oh. Okay, who's here for the first time that's not from Uncloseted? Okay, cool. Hello. Yeah. I did that. You're welcome. The ego is here. I developed a God complex over the last little while. It is stunning. As of yesterday, I'm 1 week off meth. Thank you. I did get the prescription refilled, so we'll be back on my Concerta tomorrow. Oh yeah, I have ADHD. It's why I'm smarter than you. I mentioned the humility. But it was a very. I was diagnosed later in life. Like I was 28, and I grew up just thinking my whole life I was just a dummy head. But turns out my brain is just so big and fast that, like I mentioned, it was very humbling. It made me realize I have a lot in common with God. God totally has ADHD. Hyperfocuses, makes this in 6 days. Takes a nap. Comes back and he's just like, oh, I don't like how this is going. So he redacts it, he starts again. And then he's like, let's go check on it again. And he's like, oh, me. I don't like this at all. So he floods it, he redacts it again. This is Noah. And after that, he's just kind of spending his like DeviantArt era making weird shit in the ocean. And then he comes back in and he's like, oh, maybe if I gave them some rules. Don't kill. Oh, he didn't listen. He sent his son to fix it. You'll never guess what we did. Yeah, so I was raised Catholic. It didn't stick, but I do my best. The thoughts stay in. Like the indoctrination doesn't leave. I was having a call with my friend. And I was talking about how I've been struggling. Life. You know how life sucks, everyone? Well, I'm comedy. Escapism. So I was on the phone with my friend, and I'm just like thinking, and I say out loud, maybe everything is so hard because God does hate me. Nah, I'm awesome. And as I say this, there's a gust of wind that blows my jacket open, cuts the joint in my hand in half, and hits me in the tooth. I don't want to say it, but I don't think someone's a fan of me. I got asked to leave confession once. I asked too many questions. They don't like that. You're not supposed to ask questions. I asked what I, a non-sinner, this was a long time ago, in the past, would I, a non-sinner, do with my family of sinners when the rapture comes? I was told, don't worry about it. You're a pretty young girl. Worry about boys instead. I didn't listen. When I was a youngin', I used to think that you could visit heaven on an airplane. And we were just too poor to see Grandma. Well, I had all these classmates going to visit their grandparents in Florida, and heaven's just a layover. I was very smart. I was. When you learn something before you're taught it? Like I can say like the shape of a lot of words in French. Like I know the shape of Hail Mary. I used to think that Daniel was the luckiest name because every time I'd go to the grocery store, you'd hear, winner, Daniel. And I spent years wondering what a gloriosin free was. A gloriosin free? A gloriosin free? Gloriosin free. A gloriosin free. Heathens. All right. You guys like Daniel better. I get it. That's the lucky joke. All right, everyone. Are we ready to get your clappers clapping for your first Not Me comic of the evening? All right. Get your clappers clapping for Spencer Lowry.
All right, keep it going for your host, everybody. All right. I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize it was Pride Night, so out of respect, I'm going to be doing exclusively dick jokes. We're good with that? As if that's not what I was doing anyway. Well, thank you guys for coming. I love being at this place. I have good memories of this place. One time I was here, I was outside having a smoke, and someone tried to trade me a squirrel for my cigarette. Which is a pretty good deal in hindsight. And I was honored because it's kind of like the Hamilton equivalent of getting your first Pokemon. Except in the Hamilton version, you don't get it from a professor, you get it from a homeless Chinese guy. And it's also dead when you get it. Yeah. I didn't do the trade because I didn't like the way he phrased it. Because I was smoking and he came up to me and he was like, hey, if you give me one of those, I'll show you something cool. And if you're from Hamilton, you know if someone wants to show you something cool, it's their penis. And I've seen enough penises to know that they're not cool. I've never seen a cool one that I was like, that's cool. And so I didn't fall for it because I am dumb, but I'm not stupid, you know? I am dumb, though. I do a dumb thing where to try and sound smart, I use words I don't really understand. And then when I use it, or when I learn it, I just use it a bunch. I'll be like, cathartic. Oh, cathartic. Everyone's like, they know you just learned it. But even worse, sometimes I use phrases I don't really understand. So for example, you know when someone trips and falls and someone goes, wow, that guy ate shit. You know that saying? Ate shit. I used to think that was called eating ass. Which is not even close to the same thing. And this is before everyone was eating ass, so it was awkward because one time I tripped in the parking lot and then I went into the office at work and I was like, I just ate ass outside. And everyone's like, why are you telling us? And I was like, it's just a warning. Be careful out there, lest you end up like me. It was bad because my pants were dirty and people would come up to me, like, what happened to your pants? And I'd be like, dude, I was eating ass earlier. It was crazy. But now everybody actually eats ass. People do that, right? That's the thing? People, yeah, can we not do it? I don't like it. The problem is every girl I've encountered, they think every guy's into it because they're like, oh, your G-spot's in your butthole or whatever. I don't like it personally, but the odd time I'm getting head, and it is the odd time, they kind of just start to venture down there, and I don't like it. And I feel like I'm yelling at my dog to get out of the garbage. I'm like, get out of there. What are you doing down there? You know you're not supposed to be in there. I don't hit my dog. I don't know why that kind of looked like I hit my dog. I don't. But yeah, the sex is weird. Eating ass, all that stuff. Not good at any of it. I'm also not good at sexting, which is embarrassing because it's just pretend sex. And the reason I'm not good at it is because, I've had sex. I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to lie. I was actually better at sexting before I ever had it because I was just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw you, whatever, flip you over, whatever. Yeah, 3 rounds, whatever. Now I know I'm not doing any of that shit. And I would just be like, oh, I'm going to flip you over, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I have a weighted blanket I can't even flip over. So I don't know where I got this idea that I'm going to be doing all this stuff. Be like, oh, I'm going to, I'm going to get there. I'm going to throw you into the ceiling, whatever. That's what people say, right? And then I get there and she has vaulted ceilings. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's not happening. And sexting too, I have a problem where I'm not great at spelling. And sexting is that's the time you should probably double check your spelling. Because one time, I was trying to type good girl. I don't know why. I'm like, what the fuck? I've never said that ever. But I sent goose girl. It's hard to come back from that. And another time I was trying to say pinch your nipples, also something I've never fucking done. And I said punch your nipples. I'm going to punch your nipples when I get there. It's not hot. But I'm not good at sexting. I'm not good at the real stuff too. Like one time I was going down on a girl. I was down there for way too long. And then she says, what are you doing? I was like, my best? I don't know what the fuck. What else do you want from me? I feel like every time I'm like eating someone out, I feel like I'm in an escape room. Just grabbing shit. I'm like, is this a clue? Does this... Maybe this? I'm waiting for someone to come on the intercom and be like, do you need a hint, sir? Yeah, I do need a fucking hint. All right, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much.
Good. Keep your clappers clapping. So you're wondering, Ray, what's that in your hand? This is a rule I forgot to go over. This is my first time hosting the open mic here, so we're going to shake that off because that was for Jesus. This is show's just about him today, apparently. Happy Pride, everyone. What do I mean by that? Anyway, so for comics, you get 5 minutes. When you hit 4 minutes, I'm going to give you that yellow light. Wow. When you hit 5 minutes, the yellow light's off. And then, that's red. That means go away. And I mean that in the most professional and loving way possible. That just means that your time is up and that I don't want you there anymore. But, did I do that? How did I... All right, that is a future problem. All right, I'm going to go. And we're going to introduce your next Not Me comedian. Everyone get your clappers clapping for Tomo.
Let's keep it going for our host. She's giving me the green light and just the red light now. Okay. No more mixed signals, it's apparently. Enough money? Yeah. So my name is Tomo. It's a Japanese name. But I am changing it to the Ninja. Because when I'm in front of a comedy audience, they've never seen or heard of me before. These are all new, guys. Boy, have I got some awful one-liners for you. Yeah. Speaking of my ethnicity, the other day a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, Tomo, I love Japanese food. What are your thoughts on August 8th?" And I said, I don't care much for it, but I do like December 25th. Just being honest. I have a friend who has been spending a lot of money on Korean skincare products. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And it's totally changed the way that people see her, because now she can't even buy a coffee at Starbucks. I like that delay, Yeah, so I was on a date. Yeah. Thank you. I know, it's such a big achievement, right? My date told me that she was asexual. Yeah, and I was surprised. I said, "Really? Because to me, you're a solid B." You have a very high opinion of yourself. At some point, she asked me, thank you. At some point, she asked me if I wanted to date exclusively. I said, "Well, I believe too much in inclusivity and diversity. So no." I consider myself to be a demisexual. Yeah. Which means that before I can feel a physical attraction to someone, they have to look exactly like Demi Moore. A terrible joke, right? But it's fun. So I have been on the dating apps for more than 15 years. Yeah, on and off. Yeah, 15 years on Lava Life, OkCupid, Match.com, Bumble, Tinder, and over the years, I have dated more than 3 people. I consider myself to be a veteran. You know, it's funny because like a lot of people do tell me that I should stop dating random women and just focus on one person, right? Including my current wife. Last night, my wife and I got a little drunk. We did a little foreplay. Yeah. Well, I called it foreplay. She called it ED or something. Thank you. Yeah. What else did I have? Oh, yeah. So I am happy to announce, though, that my wife and I are now expecting. Thanks. We're expecting that we'll both be single pretty soon. So I will be on the lookout, and if you guys know any single women, you know, that look like Demi Moore. No, just kidding. Oh, yellow light. Gotta watch out. Yeah. Gotta use my time wisely now. So speaking of relationships, I was on a cottage trip with some friends last weekend, and during the trip, my 2 friends started arguing right in front of me, right? So Christina's argument is that Ray never validates her feelings in the relationship, and Ray's argument is that she's always criticizing him for being too logical. Now my argument was, you guys aren't even dating. All right, we'll end it on that note. Thank you very much, guys.
Keep your clappers clapping for Tomo. Amazing. We were discussing a bit about identities there. So, I'm a non-binary person. So for me, my gender identity is a lot like my unicycle. I don't have a unicycle. I do have a bicycle. I prefer to call it a pancycle. It's just easier to say bye outside the cycle community. That joke slaps if you know what those words mean. That was more humbling than my ADHD diagnosis. Oh my goodness. All right, so, Oski Wee Wee. Yeah, I didn't grow up in Hamilton. That meant nothing to me the first time I got Oski Wee Weed. I was pumping gas, and I see something that catches my eye, and I take a video of it. And I go in to pay for gas, and the gentleman behind the counter says to me, "Hey, Oski Wee Wee." "Excuse me. Oski Wee Wee," he offers again. "No, thank you." "Were you taking a picture of the Ticats flag outside?" "No. I was taking a video of the Owl of Minerva sign, because when the wind hits it just right, the woman on it starts to dance." It was nice to disappoint more than just my dad when it came to sports. All right, are we ready for our next comedian? All right, everybody, get your clappers clapping for Joey Bombs. And a podium. All right. You need a hand? All right.
Right, shut up. The Gays. An editorial by Joey Baum. This morning, I woke up to a disgusting display. My gay neighbors were having gay sex on their gay front lawn. I was outraged. There are kids going to school, God damn it. I was about to call law enforcement, but then I realized, oh my God, it's Gay Pride Month. I felt so horrible. The only thing I could do was walk out on my porch and instigate the slow clap. That's right. That was me. I don't consider myself a hero, despite what others say. One by one, the neighbors joined me in the slow clap. The one gay neighbor, the top, was slamming his hips into the other gay neighbor, the bottom. Oh, I get it. Bottom, that makes sense. And they started slamming, and the clapping and the slapping got louder and louder and faster until it reached a giant crescendo, and I could tell that the gay neighbor, the top, blew his hot gay load into the bottom, and the gay bottom, his big gay eyes bugged out of his big gay face. It was beautiful. The kids, well, they didn't know precisely what was going on, but all of them had realized they had experienced something magical. This makes me proud to be a Canadian. I do love Gay Pride Month. Just remember, for you gays, it's 19 more days to let your freak flag fly until it's back to 11 months of shameful gay sex. Thank you. Michael Jackson was innocent. An editorial by Joey Baum. There's been some late-breaking news which uncontroversially proves that Michael Jackson was innocent. Apparently he was friends with a prepubescent Macaulay Culkin, and he never molested him. So, there. Because, I mean, I'm not even like that, but even I would have molested Macaulay Culkin. Oh, don't act all high and mighty. I'm sure all of you thought about it when he went. Half of you sickos thought about it when I just did it now, so get off your high horse. To recap, Michael Jackson, completely innocent. Thank you. The President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald John Trump. An editorial by Joey Baum. Man, fuck that guy. Thank you. The stupidest thing I have ever heard. An editorial by Joey Baum. A man, in the States, mind you, was arrested, tried, and convicted, went to federal jail, and was put on the sex registry for the crime of having sex with an underage sex doll. I don't get it. Because to me, an underage sex doll is just a sex doll wearing like a Catholic schoolgirl uniform. If it's wearing a nurse's outfit, it's completely legal. Luckily, you don't have to worry about Joey Baum being one of them perverts. I, of course, am exclusively into cougars. Ever since Miss Athena Jackson made young Joey Baum a man. So my sex doll wears a sensible dress, a nice pink hat, one of those sun hats, and the biggest, droopiest granny panties you've ever seen. That's right. You'll never see me involved in those sickos. Thank you. Before I leave, the management wanted me to read a prepared statement. So here we go. The management of CFTA in no way endorses anything said by Joey Baum. In fact, we wouldn't even let him up here, except Joey Baum kidnapped. All right, forget that. Okay. We all know what's going on. The media and the government are trying to silence Joey Baum. We're not going to let it happen, are we? No. Hamilton, are we going to let that happen? No. Thank you. Let's bring back your wonderful host, Ray, and continue with the evening. Thank you very much.
Keep your clappers clapping. I wish people clapped when I boned. It's Pride Month. I heard no clapping yesterday except for my thighs. Someone should high five Dana, though. My partner is here, so they get a high five for that. Yeah, clap, clap. Am I sorry or not? I'm not sure. But sex is weird. Sex is fun. People have a lot of opinions about it. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I will say, I was going to say put a pin in it, but I don't even want to revisit it, so we're going to crumple it up and throw that thought away. And I'm going to say how much I love open mics and how I think it's really cool that sometimes, especially in a city like Hamilton, you have like big name comics and celebrities that stop in. And this isn't one of those times, but I do think it's really cool that that can happen. And our next comic is someone who is very dear to me. She's a regular on Uncloseted, and maybe I will brag about her someday. Everyone get your clappers clapping for Gabby Watts.
Yay, hi. Let's keep it going for Ray. Hello, I am Gabby Watts, and I am a middle-aged mother who just dyed her hair pink. I want you to know that I've been watching true crime lately again, and a lot of the titles of the videos I've been watching are, Mom didn't realize her 14-year-old boy was a serial killer, and the mom is always a fat, middle-aged woman with pink hair. So I'm sorry, everybody, my children are going to start killing soon. At least we got new true crimes coming out, so you're welcome. Whatever, something local. I feel like being a middle-aged woman is really a time when your vagina stops bleeding, but your butthole starts. Yeah. I was recently offered a colonoscopy by a doctor. Not just anyone. And then he said, yes, you need to have this for sure, and but except that there's a 1 in 200 chance that we're going to have a bowel rupture that's going to require open abdominal surgery to fix that. And I said, no, thank you, and I left. So I may have bowel cancer right now, we don't know. But, hey. But, I mean, they don't have a cure, so I feel like my treatment, one way or another, would just be like heroin and LSD, so I could start that whenever, it's fine. But I did wonder if the doctor is out there with like an abacus, just like counting the 200th patient, like penciling it in, like we're gonna rupture this one. I don't know, I don't trust them, it's kind of, I don't want to find anything in there. I feel like I'm a bisexual who's never had a girlfriend before. Sorry, guys. But I feel like, I haven't won the lottery either, but I've thought about it a lot. You know, maybe even every day, and I feel like when the time came, I would know what to do. People ask me, how bisexual are you? And I say, I am as bisexual as the day is, you know, half night and half day. Something like that. I've never had a girlfriend before, but I kind of feel like getting a lady is probably like getting a tattoo. You know, they're so pretty, and if you have a couple $100, you can probably get one. But then, like, once you have it, how do you get rid of it? It's a total nightmare. I think my friend who is blind may have a crush on me, which made me wonder, like, who is describing me to this man? He doesn't know what I look like. I have a bunch of jokes about have a big, terrible butt, and my blind friend said, oh, I hear you have a great big butt. And I'm like, no, it's like a bad big butt. It's from the 90s, like when the butts were bad, right? But then I thought, like, I can never prove to my blind friend that it's not a good butt, because I'd say, okay, well, feel it. And he'd be like, it seems okay. And I'd be like, no, feel it more. I feel like the more you feel the butt, the better it's gonna get. So it's like a graph where the lines are like getting further away. Anyway, he's never touched my butt. It's fine. I'm from a country called Chile where we like very sweet desserts. We feel like desserts should be sweet. And Canada is a colony of England where English people love to say that the dessert's nice because it's not too sweet. God forbid this trifle wasn't just blindingly sour. But it kind of made me think about sex. You know, I've never said to a guy, like, let's do doggy style. And he's like, okay, but not too sexy. Wouldn't want to have fun or anything. I don't know. Guys, I think we all know that Muslim terrorists go to heaven and they get 72 virgins. But I've been worried about that because, like, I don't know any adult female virgins. So, like, who are they, right? Then I got to thinking maybe it's like the Make-A-Wish kids. Like, do you guys think that when little Abby finally loses her battle with cancer and she goes to heaven, does God pull her aside and say, I have a job for you, kid, that no one else can do? I don't know. I hope she can say no. Yeah, my dad's an astronomer, and he left me when I was 5 years old. So now all I have is daddy issues with the whole universe. You know, I do cry when I look at the night sky. Okay, that's my time. Thank you, guys.
Keep your clappers clapping for Gabby Watts. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And gay. It's the season. So Gabby headlined one of the first open mics that Uncloseted does. So I'm just going to do another shameless self-plug here. On the third Sunday of every month, we do a Show Up, Go Up open mic at the Wallflower on James and Barton. And we also do a writing group 5 to 7 at the same every Sunday. So you can just come and hang out with me and write words down, and it'll be a great time. Yay! Amazing. The power of community, am I right, friends? I said, am I right, fellas? But this is a diverse crowd. And we're all friends here, right? We're all friends here, right? Thank you. Oh, wow, I need attention. I am desperate for it. Let's go. And I'm sure you are all desperate for your next comedian, am I right? Yeah, that's the energy. All right, everyone, get your clappers clapping for DT Scott.
Yeah, man. This isn't where I wanted to be in life. I got this stage. I was hoping I'd be getting way more pussy by now than what I'm getting. I'm undermanned in the pussy department. I need some pussy. Really badly. I'm a late learner, though, you know? I'm a late learner. I trim my pubes with scissors. I cut my balls every single time. Every time, dude. Yeah, it's rough. My brain is like a sponge. My mind and brain is like a sponge, man. I absorb cocaine. Just made my brain very porous, like a sponge. Yeah. Fuck, dude. I'm not nervous. Speaking of gay things, so I was doing some ketamine. I was at the after hours in Toronto and I was on ketamine. You guys ever do ketamine at the after hours? But they didn't kick me. I was puking. They didn't kick me out. So I'll tell you the story, okay? So I'm on ketamine. I see a figure that was a man, okay? I kissed him. I kissed the man. Okay? This guy gets kicked out. And so I come to, right? Like the world's spinning. And I'm kissing this man, which like, you can't get hard on ketamine whether you're gay or straight, so it doesn't really I don't know why I kissed him. I think he might have been my cousin, to be honest, but anyways. So I'm kissing this dude. And I come to, and I puked on myself. I had puked on myself already when I came to. And he got kicked out. So I don't know what the fuck he did, but no idea what he did. Must have been bad. Must have been a lot worse than what I did. Anyway, so I ended up at some black dude's house. Right? And because I'm in this place, I'm like, okay, so I got puke on my pants. And there's black people here. They're maneuvering around, right? And this one guy, he had a really gay dick. Like this guy, he's fucking this huge black gay dick, you know? Like it was going straight and then it just hooked off into this gay direction in a second. What the hell's up with that dick? I was investigating this thing. I put it in my ass just to make sure that it was like this thing. I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with this dick. I didn't like it though, so. I think every time I do something gay, I end up more straight because I hate it. It's fucking terrible, dude. I left there so straight, dude. I was so fucking straight when I walked out of that place. And racist. No. I'm kidding. That guy had a that thing was thick. Okay, anyways, I'm single, and that's been a set.
All right, keep it going for Kaniki. Anyone else see that? No? All right. Yeah. The best way to know if you're gay or not is to do a gay thing, I guess. When I was a kid, as I mentioned, I grew up Catholic, so it was just always I said this out loud to someone once. Everyone is attracted to women. You just date men because you have to. That's such an oh honey moment, isn't it? It was the same when I first heard what non-binary was. I said to my friend who came out to me as non-binary, that's stupid. That's not a thing. If that's a thing, I'm the thing. I'm not a thing. Oh honey, I'm a thing. I was actually doing stand-up comedy the moment I realized I was non-binary, because I was doing it for the very first time 9 years ago, and I had a joke about aging and how old I was, and I referred to myself as a 25-year-old woman. But when I said woman, which I was calling myself for the first time, like I've just always avoided it, because growing up I felt like I didn't deserve to be a woman yet. I was waiting to grow into what it meant to be a woman, and I just wasn't getting there. So then at 25 years old, doing stand-up for the very first time, I refer to myself as a 25-year-old woman. And it came out like that. It was like, ugh. And it was like, okay, maybe that's not me. Well, it was in that moment that I realized who I was, and that's why my trans identity, my queer identity is interlaced with my stand-up career. And that's why Uncloseted is so powerful and what it is. So I'm just so grateful that I was able to come out tonight and come out in general as well. But thank you again, CFTA, for letting us do this. And I will tell a joke before bringing up our next comic, because I got a little sappy there. That was emotion. That was fun. I used to be racist, but then I had the sister moved. So now I'm only Ray. When I was in utero, my parents decided that if I was a wiener baby, they would name me Kevin. And if I was a vagina baby, they would name me Kendra. So, out I pop, and the doctor hands me to my parents, and they say, "What are we gonna name baby Locke?" And before my mom can say Kendra, my dad interrupts her and says, "Rachel." My mom, we've never discussed Rachel. Where'd you get Rachel from? Look at it. It's a Rachel. So non-binary at birth, you know? But I did have to stop going by Rachel because I have no chill anymore. I did move in with my grandpa, and he struggled a lot with the name and pronouns and stuff, so when I visit him, I have to have a little bit of chill. That's cute. Is it too hot for chill, everyone? Okay, fine. We don't like the wordplay? Fine. I'm not taking it personally because you've laughed at me plenty, so my ego is flying. And I'm sure you will be flying with laughter at your next comedian. Everyone get your clappers clapping for Yoel.
Give it up for Rachel, everybody. She's all it. I don't like people. I find that they're grifters, no matter what it is. You guys remember that whole Occupy Wall Street movement 15 years ago? They all had those shirts, right? Eat the rich. Recently I saw a woman with a picture of a vagina. It said, eat the bitch. That was the best fucking joke I had. Thank you guys.
Keep your clappers clapping for Yoel. Amazing. We are going to keep things moving along. Are we ready for someone who is named after my parents' cat? Everyone get your clappers clapping for George.
So I was driving aimlessly today, and I noticed something. I thought the thought just hit me. You know, the most polite people I know are people who study genocide. And I was thinking, like, why? Like, I want you to imagine this. Think of the nicest person you know in your life. I guarantee if you go to their history on their browser, it's gonna be all dictators. Like my friend Marcus, he's the best. He's very calm, soft-spoken, you know, very polite, opens the door for everybody, tips 35%, and he's broke. He read 11 biographies of Stalin. I've been married for 12 years, and I haven't given my wife that much thought. And I asked him, Mark, why are you so nice? And he gets all serious, right? And he calmly comes close to me and he goes, I know what people can do. So now Mark, that's how he thinks. He told me, like, I don't want to be, I never know what's one person one bad day away from, and I don't want to be that bad day for them. I'm like, wow, that's deep, you know? Because you all remember that guy who worked at a university in Austria, somewhere in the 1900s? It was just a normal Tuesday for him. You know, he got an application, some guy called A. Hitler applies for art school, right? And this guy looks, no real prospects in architecture, rejected. And that became the start of the most horrible thing that ever happened to humanity. So Mark said, I don't want to be that person. And it's because he's different. I'm an optimist. I think people are all nice. I'm an idiot. He isn't. He's smart. He's seen under the hood. He flipped through the brochure. He knows what's behind. He tells me, listen, I know you believe people are good, but I treat them like they're animals at the zoo. So I just get close to them and I'm like, all right, I'm just getting my latte. No sudden movements. I'm backing out. Because, you know, he's right the more I think about it. People are kind of like two animals, one handshake away from finding out, right? Like what their real instincts are. Does that make sense? Yeah. So Marcus and I were driving the other day. Marcus, he's fictionary, doesn't matter. I'm talking to him and I'm like, Mark, dude, like, I love how you think about life. And he goes, I know, like it's very calm for me. I said, I love that for you. And Mark, because he's such a deep thinker, where was I going with this? Nice, I'm too in my head. I'm making this up as I'm going, by the way. So, yeah, so Mark, so where were we? Let's treat it like an author. You guys are in my brain right now. Let's write this together. So I spoke how Marcus is very smart. No, but sincerely, I love people, even though I was brought up in the Middle East, when I was taught not to love others and have a reason to hate other people. You know, like I was taught I should hate the Jews because they're like Israel is bombing Lebanon, and I was taught to hate the Muslims. They're right, but and that's a different conversation. I'm joking. But yeah, like I was taught to hate a lot. So to see Mark operate like that kind of made me happy. And I said, hey, Mark, I'm going to talk about this. Again, fictional. It's getting scary right now, even to me. Like, this is real fictional right now. And I said, Marcus as well. I said, I'm going to talk about this. And he looked at me and he goes, but remember what people are capable of. So just take a few steps back and tell them no sudden movements. We're done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep your clappers clapping for George. So I have anxiety. I have social anxiety, and I'm an extrovert. Which is fuck me, I guess. It's fun though, mental health, right? Who else has a brain in here? Yeah? Is anyone else's brain a jerk? Yeah. Like sometimes, like I would hear a car honk and be like, "Oh, my car must have been left in neutral," and just rolled out into the street, and everyone knows it's mine, and they're mad at me. I don't have a car. I did have a car. His name was Rodney. He was my hot rod. Thank you. He was a Chrysler 200. So all Chrysler 200s are Rodneys. And then a 300, that's a fancy Rodney. Town and Country, that's a family Rodney because it's the van. Anything else is going to be a forgotten Rodney because I actually don't know all the Rodney makes. But Rodney, he's a good car. He's a good boy. And I crashed him, and it hurt. It was rough, and it got me thinking about, like, I didn't expect my first car rental to come with a social obligation. Is anyone here familiar with the Jeep Wave? Yeah? Okay, for those that don't, the Jeep people, the Jeeple. They wave, but only at the Jeeps, not the non-Jeep Jeeps, like the Cherokees and the Patriots and like something else racist. But the Jeeps, when they drive, they give you a little. It's adorable. But it got me wondering, like why no one waves at Rodney. There's no Chrysler wave, and I tried to start one, but no one knew to look for it, so it had to just like keep getting like bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's actually why I crashed them. But I started thinking about like other vehicles that have waves, like motorcycles. They do this to each other, and they wear matching outfits. They're so cute. And I love bikers. They're so big and tough. Bus drivers, they'll stop and wave. If you're running late, they'll have a conversation. It's wonderful. Cybertrucks, they probably wave. It might come out as more of a salute, though. And truck drivers, I imagine they wave, but I don't know. They're so high up. But I imagine they'd give each other a toot-toot, right? My dad's a trucker, and I haven't asked him. Anyway, everyone clap for Rodney before I get... That was a little shaky, but we all love Rodney, right? He's a good boy. And I'm pretty sure our next comic is going to be good, too. So everyone keep your clappers clapping for Nathan Wheeler.
Oh, Hamilton. Can we get started on some gentrification? No, I like to compare Hamilton to Gotham City, but instead of Batman, we actually have 100,000 unarmed security guards. I also, I love for the Uncloseted show that every straight white comedian came up here and talked about gay experiences. We should call this the Closeted show. No, guy like me, I figured out the hack to being a white guy, and that's getting a council of lesbian women to console your things. Yeah, because I have straight friends, and they'll be like, nah, bro, you got this. And then I'll go to my lesbian council, and they're like, it's 4 a.m., you should go to bed. I'm as what the streets refer to as a love bomber, or if I was a woman, a whore. But no, it's tough, because like, I really did love you for that week. Anybody here got a big dog? No lesbians in the crowd? All right. Sorry, I don't got a big dog. I got a bulldog, but she's French, so she acts big and then gets scared of her repercussions. I just want to say this one thing, and objectively, Epstein, pretty fucking cool, right? You take away all the kid shit, and this guy had a pretty awesome life. Imagine like talking to your coworker. You're like, hey, Jeff, what'd you do this weekend? Took my private jet to my private island, hung out with my boys Bill and Donnie. I partied with fucking Stephen Hawking. And the best part, no Elon Musk. No, when I was growing up in like a small kind of like white town, you know, this all this stuff sort of came out with like LGBTQ, and I, you know, tried to be inclusive. I have gay people in my family. I never really got it until I watched RuPaul Drag Race. Yeah. Because here's the thing, I was watching this before and someone explained the premise, and I was like, well, you know, what's the real name? And then it took me one episode, and I was like, her fucking name is Susie. You guys remember when we boycotted Nike for using child labor? Yeah? Well, it just turns out that we actually needed a benefit from it because Temu came out and we ate that shit up. We're like, all right, well, if this is going to be $2, I don't mind doing a little bit of child labor. I'm actually going to tell you guys why you shouldn't use Temu. Surprise, it's not about the child labor. I used to buy everything from there. Hats, shirts, backpacks, shoes. It was awesome. It was super cheap. One day I made the fatal mistake of buying razors. And I shaved my face, no problem. I shaved down there, I nick myself, and I'm terrified. I go to the doctor, I'm like, yo, test me for everything. Blood, semen, urine, I just want to make sure I'm okay. This was like 2 years ago, and this idiot doctor, well, he got it all wrong, because I had my kid 2 weeks ago, but my kid was black. No, so I have my little lesbian council, right? And I've been going to a lot of lesbian bars with them. And I actually get hit on quite a bit, and I think it's because I look like Ellen DeGeneres. No, anybody here, like you guys all from Hamilton, right? Yeah. Anybody from Burlington? Yeah. It's the real ones. I'm afraid to say it tonight. No, I'm from Hamilton, even though I moved here. 3 separate things happened to me that made me like a true fucking Hamiltonian. The first being, I was walking down the street one day. I saw a crack pipe on the street. I kick it like a pebble. The second thing is I did fentanyl with D.T. Scott. Some black guy's basement. The third thing is I was totally unrelated, but what's your name, man? David? David? I just feel like you're going to get this one. I have like the underpants that like split, and I sleep with my dick out. All right. Hell yeah. Knows exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry, just saw that coming. But no, the third thing is Hamilton has this huge problem with these huge raccoons. It's huge garbage, huge raccoons. It's a vicious cycle. We can't get rid of it. We can't stop it. We don't know what to do. And I, for one, have had enough of this shit. So one night, it's 3 a.m. I hear them making a ruckus downstairs. I go, I grab my bat, and I go down to the little garbage thing. And I knock on the garbage bin doors or whatever. Hey, raccoon, get out of here. Raccoon comes running out. I'm already swinging the bat. It's a homeless guy. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever hit a homeless guy with a bat before, but it looks something like this. Oh, man, you hit me with a bat. Why is your dick out? All right, guys, that's going to be my time. Oh, I got one more. I'm going to finish on you. Yes. Yeah.
Keep your clappers clapping for Ellen DeGeneres. Wow. One of the amazing things about Ellen DeGeneres is she was outed twice in her career, both as queer and as mean. And which one had the bigger impact? Being mean. We didn't give a shit that she was gay. We were so excited. We were like, one of us, after 10 years of getting over it, right? No Ellen history buffs? She was just here. One of the funniest, I'm going to shake that off, that was for Jesus. One of the funniest things that anyone's ever said to me during sex, when I put it up his butt. So he'd never had this before. And he was like, oh, this feels really good. Am I queer? Nah, I love women too much. That's so cute, right? We were talking about like, is this the closeted show? Maybe. If anyone does want to come uncloseted, I want to build a physical closet on stage for people to come out. That is my dream. If anyone has some thoughts that they want to discuss on stage, I will build a closet. I'm lesbian adjacent. I can figure it out. One of my friends has a Subaru. Okay, 16 of my friends have Subarus. but allyship is weird. It's like sometimes you don't know how to be an ally, and sometimes it's natural. Like my Uncle Jim. He's the best. Uncle Jim speaks like a chain-smoking Mickey Mouse. And when I first came out, he brought me out to dinner. Lovely, love food. Thanks, Uncle Jim. And he says to me, you know, I love you. No matter what or who you are, I just need you to know that I don't agree with the gays. So we all know that sentence traditionally means, I don't agree with your existence. But with everything that he had just said, that doesn't fit. So I ask him, what do you mean by that, Uncle Jim? And he says, oh, I just don't find men attractive. He literally doesn't agree with the gays. It's the cutest thing. Thank you. That's why I'm sharing it. I love it so much. We love Uncle Jim. And I also, as I mentioned, I live with my grandpa, and he would have like these accidental moments of understanding. Like, he met his first, as far as he knew, trans woman. It was his fourth, but his first. And he said after, like, she stayed with us for a few days, and she went home, and he goes, I really liked your man friend. I just don't understand why he wanted to wear a bra. Why would you wear one if you don't have to? They seem so uncomfortable. Like, no issue with the identity. Just like, but it hurts. Why would you do that if you don't need to? It's adorable. Oh, well, okay, so we're going to do a vote. We like Uncle Jim better than Grandpa? Okay. I hope that they're both watching this on the internet. I did send Uncle Jim the link, so there is a small chance that he did hear me gush about him, and he might know I have an impression of him now. Oh, no. I might have forgotten that. I'm sorry, Uncle Jim, I love you. All right. Well, now that we've gotten that bullying of my favorite relative out of the way, we're going to bring up your next comedian, who might not bully a relative. We're not sure. Will it be my relative? Will it be your relative? All we know is that we will have Lee Carroll coming up to the stage.
What's up, CFTA? Let's go. Where are my dogs at? Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Their pronouns are dog in them. Yeah. Guys, I want to talk about war for a second here because the game is changing. Well, more so the players. Because like back in the day, like World War II, man, those guys had good fundamentals, just good old boys. Some corn-fed country boys. Yeah. They had a little locket of their baby girl, keep it with them. But like nowadays, all the brothers in arms, like they were raised on Fortnite. Like, they murder someone's son. They're just like, a sniper brains someone from like 2 miles away. He's just like, like one of these. Yeah. But it's getting spooky. There's the nuclear threat out there. Trump's like, I'm gonna do it. If the nukes start flying, man, I tell you, I hope the first one just hits me right on the fucking head. I'll be catching that thing because I want no part of the aftermath. Like the underground bunkers. You gotta eat like mac and cheese out of a barrel for 5 years. You finally get back up on dry land and just get fucked by mutants. Like. We've all seen Fallout, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, we know. Anyone here play Fallout? Hell yeah. Okay. I think I'm doing it wrong. For me, it's kind of just like the crackhead simulator. I don't even get a gun. I just go around and just gathering shit, like just just like cans and bottle caps. I go to the market. I'm like, is this enough for my smack? And they're like, yes. So all my days end. I'm just like. Wake up in a ditch and do it again. I never get anywhere. Yeah. But, Liam, what's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Good choice. That's exactly where I was going. Mine too. Man. If I had that wealth, like I'd just be like, man, like just let the police do their job. But like Think of the nerd that made that guy, right? Like who actually drew him up. It's like, holy smokes. He's like, everyone thinks I'm weak, but I'm actually super strong and rich and smart and handsome. And I go out at night and do really cool stuff and bang all the hot babes. It's like, holy smokes, man. This guy was on one. Adam. Okay. Mario or Sonic? Another, okay. This front row, we get it. Because Sonic sucks, right? Just like a fast raccoon, he's bugging a scientist, Mario's the kind of guy you can get behind, right? Blue collar, plumber, union guy, saving his girlfriend from some big dick turtle. Like, I can relate to that in a roundabout kind of way. Anybody, are we sports fans at all? Yeah? We're watching the games? I tell you, it's getting harder and harder. Like, the games are everywhere now. It's like, UFC Saturday, like watch it on Netflix. Or like, the Amazon Mondays for the hockey games. It's like, what next? It's like, Game 5 NBA Finals, only at Subway. Yeah. The NHL Finals, it's only at Tomo's house. But like, he won't let you in though. You just gotta like watch through the blinds. Well, yeah. I hope you have a ladder. Anybody go to Subway here? No. Really? Oh, dude. There's one on my block. Like it's literally, man, I am a frequent flyer. But what I find crazy is like they ask for tips. It's like, man, I'm quarterbacking this whole situation. Like. The only difference here is you're on that side of the glass. Like, pay them their proper rate. You guys know about the hantavirus? That was spooky for a second, right? Yeah. No. You hear about the big issue? It was like, lose 3 inches off your wiener? Whew. Oh, let me tell you. I know. Yeah. Close the borders, right? Holy smokes. I need to not get that. But like, tell people I got it. Yeah, it's like, oh, you just missed it. This thing used to be sick. Yeah. Now I just got a vagina. All right, guys, that is my time.
Hey, right, keep your clappers clapping. All right. So your next comedian hosted this show the first time I was here and did a very meaningful shout out. So I'm going to do a meaningful shout out to you about your meaningful shout out. Yeah. So sometimes when it comes to promoting a queer show on the internet, this might shock you, but sometimes people are mean online. I know. Yeah. So it's an annual tradition that when it comes time to start promoting the Uncloseted Comedy Pride Festival, that people are mean to me. I know, why would someone do that? I have a rule. It's called "Don't be mean to me." But you were very kind to me because you did this shout out where you told people to go to that post where people were being mean to me and to be nice to me. Because that's what I prefer to do. Like, I could yell at a bigot and be like, "You're dumb, go away. Maybe your mother sighs when you turn around." That's actually my favorite one. But instead, I just like to kind of just overpower them with kindness. And the most I will do is if someone says something awful to me, I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry that you live a life with such misery and ignorance that you feel this way. Here's some links." But yeah, so that's a nice uplifting moment to bring you up to. Yeah? Do you feel good about yourself? All right, everyone, get your clappers clapping for ally Jerry Hall.
I love that. He's not funny, but he's nice. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Ray. Look, it's I'm gonna sort of go off the track here because next week is Father's Day, and I'm doing this Father's Day show. So I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna do like some one-liners. And I'm gonna try and do like 10 minutes worth of 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna race through them. And I can see you're all enthused. That's fantastic. Thanks. No, slow down, please. Yeah, and I like to do a lot of one-liners. Some people call them dad jokes. I don't really like that because I abandoned my kids. And yeah, but things have been good for me. Not necessarily for my neighbor. He fell into his root cellar, and now he's a vegetable. It's okay. He's happy though because there was only squashes and pumpkins in there, and his name is Gord. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's going as well as I thought. All right. I gained a lot of weight over the pandemic because I only ate Toblerone and Doritos and pieces of pizza. Turns out triangles are really fattening. Yeah, shit. I guess that's why they say eat 3 square meals a day. I don't know. Yeah, see, yeah, this guy agrees with me. I don't know. Some people agree with my argument about triangles. Some people disagree. I don't know. There's 3 sides to every story. Hey, some people don't even like that triangle joke. I think it's a cute bit. I'm going to make it really funny one day. I just need to find the right angle. I don't know. Hey, will he do more geometry jokes? I don't know. I might circle back. There we go. Again, one-liners, dad jokes. What do you want? All right. Where else do we want to go with this? Oh, fuck yeah. I didn't do well in school. I dropped out early, but it's okay because I memorized the entire Monopoly board, so street smart. And I remember I took a whole year of German, and I only learned 1 word. Did I pass that course? 9! Yeah, I found out something else, too. If you're going to go get fire insurance, don't tell me you need as much as you can get by next Friday. Turns out it's some kind of big red flag. Yeah, and a red flag means something is dangerous, which is why I don't trust the Chinese. Just kidding. Of course I do. If I didn't, it would be racist. And racism against Chinese people is wrong. Wrong! Fuck. Damn it. Ah, man. I don't know if if it was a pandemic or something, but people got weird. I remember I got into work the other day. There was a guy in the elevator. Never met him before. And I said, hi, whatever. Immediately, he starts giving me a lecture on elevator etiquette. And I'm like, buddy, just enjoy your back rub. Yeah, I found out if you have someone at work who can't have dairy, you have to call them lactose intolerant and not Susan the cheese bigot. What else is going on here? Oh yeah, I remember. Whoa, I remember I used to date a girl. She had really big teeth, like really huge teeth, and she was self-conscious about it. But I also thought she was very pretty. So I said to her, don't worry about it. You're a very pretty girl. And she went in for a kiss, and I was like, whoa, nay. She got mad, and I was like, oh, easy, girl. All right. All right, where else were we here? Oh, so this part of the show, people ask, hey, Jerry, what's your favorite musical instrument? And I'm going to tell you, it is the accordion, right? Because it combines my two favorite things. Yeah, the piano and squeezing stuff. Yeah, not a great joke, but it's better than the original version. The original version was, hey, my favorite musical instrument? Yeah, it's the banjo, because it becomes my two favorite things. Yeah, the guitar and getting molested in the woods. Reference to a very old movie. All right. What else do we got here? I'm going to New York this weekend. I was one of the first people to write a 9/11 joke. Yeah, I wrote it in 1989. Yeah, it was too soon. I think fish never learn empathy because they can never tell when other fish are crying. It's the best that Joker's ever done. All right, I got a hive of bees in my garage. I don't think they like me. At least that's the buzz. Fuck you, I don't care. All right, a couple more. I think if you meet someone and they have a lazy eye, you should not make fun of them because you don't know. Maybe that's a regular eye and the other one's a workaholic. All right, well, there we go. I know what I want to finish. Guys, the other day I was cutting an onion, and I started to cry. Yeah, but that's okay because I know there's a chemical in an onion's skin, and when you cut into it, it makes you remember when you were a child and your uncle would come over with his banjo. Okay, guys. See you later.
Keep it going for Jerry Hall. Math is fun. Yeah, I struggle with math. I struggled with math so much. It scared me as a child. I had an even worse time when I found out the rest of the world calls it maths. There's more of it out there. Ooh. All right, let's keep this moving along. Everyone, get your clappers clapping for Will Christensen.
Hey, Hamilton, what's going on? No, seriously, I saw a homeless child on my way here. Hamilton, what's going on? It's fine, I fit right in with the homeless. That's how I know I look like a piece of shit. I was walking down the street and saw this homeless guy, and he this is how I know I look like shit, right? He looked at me and he's like, do you have any change? Oh, sorry. Never mind. Do you guys know the Spider-Man movie by Sam Raimi? Did you guys watch this? You guys watch it? Because you have to have watched it for this. Okay, all right. You know Willem Dafoe played the Green Goblin in that? All right, so do you guys like impressions? I should have started with that. This is my impression of Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, as a baby, being told that his mother's not going to breastfeed him anymore. Okay? This is Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, as a baby, being told his mother's not going to breastfeed him anymore. Back to formula? Hell yeah. I rewatched that movie recently, and I had a hard time knowing who to root for. I don't know if you guys remember this. Green Goblin's first big crime in that movie is killing 3 guys who work at the biggest military-industrial complex firm on the planet. That's the big crime that makes Spider-Man be like, we gotta stop this guy, you know? I think let him go, you know? Let's see what else he does. I love a new upcoming artist, you know? Green Goblin, you know, he's green like Luigi, same politics as well. It's good. Spider-Man, that movie kind of blows. So Spider-Man, he's supposed to be like quick-witted and like this is one of Spider-Man's insults at the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin, he goes up to Spider-Man and he's like, "Are you in or are you out?" referring to the revolution. And Spider-Man hits him with this. He hits him with this. He says, It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind. And he says it like he wants to drop a microphone afterward. I want to refilm that movie and just have it ending with Spider-Man dying. That's a new joke. Yeah, my mom thinks I'm autistic. She thought I was autistic when I was a kid. Now she knows for sure. And she tried to help me out when I was a kid. She noticed I wasn't making a lot of friends, so she saw all the other kids that were riding skateboards, right? So she bought me a skateboard to kind of like spur things along. And it was a great decision. That whole summer, I had so much fun taking that thing apart and putting it back together again. I took it apart and put it back together over and over till it didn't work anymore. It's a fun trick I picked up from my parents' marriage. I was good at it too. I was good. I would take all the screws out and I would like align them perfectly and like organize. Like I shouldn't have been given a skateboard. I should have been shipped off to the Samsung factory in Ho Chi Minh. I would have been a great sweatshop child. Not a child anymore, though. I'm getting older, getting worse. It's getting bad. I'm losing my hair. That's scary. I'm losing my hair. I'm becoming a balding man. That's a very scary thing because I've made a career making fun of those guys. And now those jokes aren't so funny. Yeah? Now I'm thinking about those jokes the way a Vietnam vet thinks about the war. Yeah? Just like scared in my apartment. Like, I don't know if I should have done all those things. I don't know if that was right. There's medications you can take though to like slow down the balding and get your hair back and stuff like that. But I'm scared to take it because there's a chance that it can fuck up your ability to get a boner, which is a weird fear for a guy who is rarely required to have one of those. That's. But I want to keep everything spick and span. I want to keep everything in good working order. Like I treat my dick like my dad treats his old Corvette. Yeah, I keep it in perfect condition and no one's allowed to touch it. Trying to quit drinking. Not doing a great job at it. I'm trying to quit drinking for the same reason every man quits drinking, to impress a woman who hasn't spoken to me in almost a decade. It's hard, but I'm pretty sure one of these days my mom will start calling again. I've been trying to quit drinking. I cut the beers out, and I've only been drinking soda water. Like every time I want a beer, I drink a soda water instead, and it worked perfectly. It completely killed the beer. Like I thought I was an alcoholic. It turns out I was just thirsty. It's a rough realization to have. Okay, one more joke. I like to help out. I was walking down the street the other day and I saw this guy. He was trying to get his kid into the car, and the kid wasn't having it. He was throwing this massive tantrum, right? So I walked up and I was like, "Hey kid, like your dad looks like he's having a rough day. Get in the car, And so the kid got in the car. They drove away. Everything was fine. 2 weeks later, I'm walking down the same street and I see the dad, and he recognized me. And he comes up to me and he's just like, "Hey man, I don't know if you remember me. I just want to say I really appreciate you helping me kidnap that kid last week. It's a tough city. It's just nice to know someone's on my side. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you."
Hey, keep it going. Amazing. Oh, kids are scary. I don't. No, I'm okay. I have people ask when I'm planning on having children, and I'm like, I have 2 cats. I have Zeppelin, because he's the color of lead. And Prince, because he's a homophobe. Yeah, Prince is nuts. He's a Bengal. He's he's a little ninja man. He once did a backhanded backspring off the floor, landed on the top of the cat tree, bounced backwards off, and then slid down the wall because I was trying to look at his dick. You know how you look at your cat's dick? My cat gets crystals, so it swells, and I have to. I'm not fucking my cat. Which is a real thing I had to assure an ex-boyfriend of. And it wasn't even Prince. I didn't even do anything with Zeppelin's dick. All I did was I bought a shirt that said, 99% sure my soulmate is a cat. That's adorable. And he was like, you have to understand how that would make me feel. Sir. I did not understand. But I'm sure you will understand the jokes of your next comic. Yay! Was that an adorable or a really lame transition? Yes. Thank you. You know what? I can go both ways. All right, everyone get your clappers clapping for Adam Murrican Murray.
How's it going? Keep it up for Ray, everybody. Yeah, so I go by the nickname the Murricane because I used to play football, and my last name is Murray, and I was the biggest and tallest kid on the team. So I would run, and I was also a very fast runner when I was younger. And people used to say I came in like a hurricane, and that just kind of got shorthanded to Hurricane Murray. I was a very fast runner. I would always come first, but once I got there, I didn't really know what to do, which is why my ex-girlfriend actually dumped me. But I was thinking, though, that I should take that song, like Rock You Like a Hurricane, and I should use that as a theme song. The next time I have a one-night stand, just play that in the bedroom. But in order to make sure I don't set the expectations too high, I'll have to make sure the song is only about maybe 7 to 10 seconds long. Don't want to set them up for disappointment, you know? No, I actually stopped playing football when I was pretty young because I was diagnosed with a spinal cord disorder called Sherman's disease. So my vertebrae did not grow normally. But because of the cartilage throughout the day and the decompression, my spinal cord can kind of, my height changes a little bit. So my spinal cord, it grows and shrinks about 2 inches. But let me tell you, that is not the only body part of mine that grows and shrinks about 2 inches. You know, like Ray, I am also non-binary, but since birth. But I didn't get the luxury of being objectified. My mom just kind of said, "Get this." When I was born, my mom just said, "Get this thing out of me." Also, I wasn't sure if I was gay or straight or bisexual when I was growing up, so I actually found out from my doctor not that long ago there's a test you can do. So I went in there and I got the test, and my doctor came down and sat and says, "Well, it turns out you are bipolar." I was watching TV with my parents, and this commercial came on for some cream that apparently is like for vaginas, and they call it Vagisil. And I've really thought a lot about that, and I think if they make a cream that you're supposed to put on your dick, I think they should call it Penicide. So I do tech support, and it is not very fun when you have old people who don't know how to use a computer. Which is why I think people should have to have a license to use their computer, because we had this one old lady who she would call us all the time, and I think she was just fucking with us, because at one point she was like, "I don't see the icon for my email," and we were, "What's on your desktop?" And then she goes, "Well, there's a stapler and some pens." And then later somebody had referred to the computer, they called it the PC, and she said, "I'll have you know I voted for the Liberal Party." If two Bible-adhering gay men, the most difficult thing for them has to be the fact that they have to get high every night before they go to bed, because the Bible says a man who lies with another man shall be stoned. You know, working in tech support, when I pull up people's accounts, I get to see their names, and I'm kind of convinced that there are some parents that just hate their kids based on the name that they give their children, because there was this one guy, and his father's name was Stephen Dickhout was his last name, and his mom was born in India. But why on God's earth would she name him Pulma? Imagine going to a job interview. "Oh, pleased to meet you, Pulma Dickhout." My grandfather, he lost missing his left leg and his left arm and his left ear. He was all right, but he used to always like to say that he named his because he didn't lose the other half of his body. He said he named his hand Handy, and his foot Footy, and his foot and his ear he called it Eerie. But then he used to always like to say, "But you know why I called my dick useful? Because it always comes in handy." He was also a bus driver, actually. Even though he only had 1 foot, because you're only supposed to drive with 1 foot anyway. And when he didn't retire, he drove right until he died. When he passed away very peacefully in his sleep, which I always thought would be a nice way to die, not screaming in terror like all of his passengers. When I was at work the other day, I had someone who accused me of, they complained about my BO, and they told me I don't think I shower regularly. And I said, of course I shower regularly. Biannually, twice a year. Keep it consistent. New Year's and Canada Day. But I actually dated a girl when I was in high school, and she was actually overly hygienic because she showered every single day. And she would, if she missed a day, her hair would get really greasy. But she also used to finger herself with soap in the shower, which apparently vaginas are naturally acidic. So on the days she missed showers, it made her pussy smell like vinegar. And I gotta say, when she cheated on me, it really left a sour taste in my mouth. All right, and my grandfather, there was one time where he was sitting there in his chair and he was smoking his cigar and he was drinking his whiskey, and I came up and said, "Hey, Grandpa, can I try some of that?" And he looked at me and said, "I don't know, son, can your penis touch your asshole?" And I was like, "What? No, of course not." And he said, "Well, that means you're not old enough yet." And I was like, "Okay, well, whatever." And then the next day I was sitting there and I was eating the last piece of cake, and he comes up and he says, "Hey, can I have a little bit of that cake?" And I looked at him and I said, "I don't know, Grandpa, can your penis touch your asshole?" And he says confidently, "Of course it can." And I looked at him and said, "Good, well then go fuck yourself." All right. Thank you very much.
Keep your clappers clapping. Amazing. So my mom's nuts. Yeah. Anyone else have a crazy mom? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. We're in a room of comics. So who has a crazy parent? But this is one of those stories that I might have been promised not to tell, but I'm going to tell. It's so funny. So my mom is in a fight with her neighbor. She's not speaking to her. Because she found a flower in her garden that she didn't plant. So she had the logical reaction. She ripped it up, swung it, and threw it on their car to stick it to him and tell him that they can't steal her house using squatters' rights. I didn't get it from the bushes, I'm at least aware I'm a little nuts, though. I love my mom. She's angry. She's so angry. Like she'll just start gossiping about people just out of nowhere. Like she's wearing a tight sweater and she thinks she looks good, but she doesn't. And we're at a funeral. Whoa! One of the at my uncle's celebration of life, I was producing online shows at the time because it was during lockdown, and I had 3 comics drop out during the celebration of life. So I filled in the basement of a funeral, and I fucking killed it. Oh, yeah. Pause. Okay. I looked before I came up. I just needed to talk about my mom. But now we're going to see what our next comedian is going to talk about. Everyone, get your clappers clapping for David Abowie.
Thank you. Very excited. CFTA. Happy Thermostat Thursday. I did not plan on showing any knee tonight, but here we are. We're getting slutty. CFTA. I got a bone to pick with that name. Very excited. Like I said, I really like this place. But you walk by, you see CFTA. It's cranial fractures, target audience. Just warming up. That one sounded like a Jeopardy question. Correctional Facility Training Academy, maybe a little more accurate. I've talked to some of you here. Maybe more realistic. Crowdfunders Temp Agency. Canadian Federal Tax Avoidance. I'm looking at you, management, a little with that one. Okay, last one. This one's actually kind of deep if you think about it. Trauma-fueled, sorry, that's not the first letter. Courage-fueled trauma altar. You know, you kind of come up here and just, yeah, you know. But actually, hear that? No, I said them all. No, that one doesn't even make any sense. I said them all. Cunt face, titty ankles. Bro, your shit's haunted. Shit's got poltergeist in it. That wasn't me. The mic was in front of my face the whole time. That didn't exonerate me. I don't know why I said that. CFTA actually stands for, where are we again? Center for Talking Arts, which is, of course, the most hipster option you could have picked. Right? You hear it and you're like, it's 50-50 whether applause is snaps or claps. You don't really know. And I mean, I get it. It's for those not paying attention in the industry. You name your comedy club after low-hanging pun relating to humor, and I get it. In the 2020s, searching for the last goddamn synonym for joy or laughter would be really, really frustrating. Only to find out you weren't the first one every single time. And yeah, it can't be too complex for all the branding reasons. And I would want it to be self-referential and maybe a little self-reductive, maybe not quite as annoyingly self-aware about it. It's tough. I would land on something like the hub for descriptive speaking, which is worse. But goddamn, that's a pretentious name. And at this point, you've got to be thinking, David, well, I mean, nobody remembers names the first time they hear them, but like a future version of you in the present past moment would have been like, David, that was an experience of an intrusive thought winning. Usually I cut those out. It's a lot of words for a pretty mid-take. And one, I would say, I needed to get it off my chest, and we've just established this is clearly a safe space, so take 5. And 2, way more importantly, March 2024. So over 2 years ago, I had the day off, and I'm thinking, when the weather gets nicer, I'm going to start doing stand-up. Spoiler, I didn't, but the juices were flowing. I look in Toronto, I wind up looking in Hamilton, and I see this place, Center for the Talking Arts. Man, that's fucking hipster. Not beating a dead horse, this is a reenactment. And I just start writing. Stuff's coming. 10 minutes, almost 15 minutes in, I've got all the words just right. I've got it figured out, and I realized I wrote a fucking poem, dude. That was what the inspiration sent to me. So I planned on initially starting this with a poem just because of this hallowed ground that we're on. There was a post, I think, pinned for a very long time. It was like the skeleton of this stage, and it said, if you build it, they will come. And so here I am. Without much further ado, living rent-free in my brain for over 2 years, accidentally, is this poem. I'll say it's not long and it's not good. The joke is that it exists at all. And it goes like this. Several severed heads stacked supine by the cemetery. Evidently dread led to a blind eye in the actuary. Fundamentally rudimentary parliamentary pomp and circus bred consensus on what counts as complimentary. Your gaslight's empty. Thank you. It's called Government, obviously. And if that went any more awkwardly, I did come armed with a tactical smoke screen. I don't know if you know this. Most mic holders do have this at all times. And it's just a simple, give it up for the CFTA, everybody. Give it up for yourselves. Can we get a little noise for our host tonight, Ray? But mostly give it up for yourselves. Because I just want to let you know, that's one of my favorite phrases. We've heard of a victimless crime. They're rare. You should look out for them. That's a victimless cop-out. Think about it. That last act, they were great. Give it up for them. You guys, you're great. Get it yourselves. Every single time. And we laugh and we applaud and we love it. The last thing I'll say, though, is I hate when I accidentally drop a keep it going for yourselves. There's only one time you're supposed to be saying that to a room full of adults. That's a gangbang or a circle jerk, if you think about it. Keep it going for yourselves. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for yourselves. Last, I'll leave you with a question. Does a circle jerk have a shot caller? And if so, are they the ringleader? Just a query for the CJ community. Shout out to the CJC. Thank you so much. I'm David Bowie.
All right, keep it going for yourselves. Keep it going for the venue. Keep it going for your host. And we'll keep it going for our next comedian. All right, everyone. Are we ready to get your clappers clapping for Ian Big Prez? All right, keep it going for the Bible. That's such a first for me. I'm so surprised. Oh my goodness. So this night is divided between a hosted act and a bullet night. So this is going to be your last hosted by me comic. Oh no. Yeah, but don't worry, I'm going to explain to you what bullet means because someone asked me and I said, don't worry, I'll explain it when I go on stage. And it's been like 10 comics since then. So, thank you. I'm finally going to answer your question. Okay, so a bullet-style open mic is when we have a list of comedians who have all signed up, but no host. So it is up to you, the performing comic, to introduce the next act. So hopefully someone will be timing you. I can bestow that responsibility upon someone because I am a benevolent and powerful God. Very humble. And, but yeah, anyway. We'll deal with that after our next comic, who is someone else who is very dear to my heart. They've been coming out to Uncloseted since the beginning, and at those aforementioned open mics, they've started coming up. So now, I'm going to make you blush a bit. Andrew Turnbull, come up here and get your clappers clapping.
Oh, the light. The light is so bright. Not the time to come down with stage fright. No, no, no. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not frightful at all. What was that? I heard a beep. I'll worry about that later. I'm going to tell you something shocking. No, no, no. I'm not straight. No, no, no. I'm not going to pack my bags and move to fucking Texas or Russia or Saskatchewan or some other hellhole. Much more shocking. I'm going to tell you that I don't like cheese. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. Biting into a piece of cheese is like biting into a slug and then tasting a dirty sock. The exceptions are Swiss cheese, which is tasting a moldy, moth-eaten sock, and melted cheese, which is a sock that's been soaked in oil and wet tar from the road. Yum, yum, yum. But nothing is absolute. I have been able to stomach some cheese-containing products reluctantly every once in a great while. Maybe I'm not pure enough. Okay. I can handle Cheetos and Doritos because the orange chemicals they're coated in don't resemble cheese. I cannot stomach Kraft Dinner, but I sometimes can choke down the cheaper store-brand versions if I make them with oil instead of butter to kill the nasty dairy taste. Mozzarella on pizza, well, sometimes if there isn't too much of them, the less the better, and there aren't any 4 cheese blends, cheese in the crust, extra cheese. No, none of that. Just take it off. Take it off. Take most of it off. Just take it all off. Just give me pizza marinara with no cheese at all. That's the best pizza I had in my life. Oh. Why is it so hard? Would you like a hamburger or a cheeseburger? Easiest question ever. A hamburger makes me smack my lips with delight, while a cheeseburger makes me gag and throw up on the floor. Surprisingly, I have not been asked to leave restaurants because I rarely enter them in the first place. But before I talk more about that, imagine, if you will, a cadre of evil dairy henchmen, all of them gathered around a smoky round table in a farmhouse, all of them wearing three-piece suits over their bib overalls, saying, "All right, what should we do this year to force society to subsidize us?" And then one of them looks up from his cloud of smoke and says, "Well, we could force children to drink milk in school." "You fool! That's not a new idea. We've been doing that in the States since 1946. Next idea? Well, we could get an evil cadre of restaurant managers to do our bidding for us." Ding, 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 ding! Yes, 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 that's what we'll do. We will do that. And how did I find out about this? Well, last winter, I was hungry, I was cold, I was walking down James Street on an empty stomach. What is a man to do? Well, I guess I could go to Burger King, but the voice in my head said, "Burger King doesn't serve beer." Well, you could go to Hamburger on King William Street. They serve beer. They may be pretentious and overpriced. They're missing half the vowels on their sign, but they serve beer, and it's a safe place. They have a hamburger on their menu that doesn't have cheese on it, and they never, ever, ever force you to have cheese when you go there. I'm like, yes, 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 take me there, take my money away, yes. I walk in, waltz into the bar, look at the menu, and they changed the menu. The bartender looks up. "What's wrong?" "They changed the menu." "Oh, yes, we changed the menu. We don't have the hamburger. We now have a cheeseburger since everyone ordered it with cheese anyway. Aren't you happy?" No. So I didn't go back there. Oh, why is it like this? I'll tell you why. Every day, I think that I'm going to run afoul of the cheese cult. The cheese cult. I love cheese! It's cheese! Cult-like behavior right there. I expect to receive a phone call, and I pick it up. "Hello, is this Andrew?" "Yes." "This is the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board." "What?" "I said the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. You do know I'm not in Wisconsin. We don't care. We're Americans. We run the world, or at least think we do, and you are under our control." "All right, I will do your bidding. Anything you say. I have no will of my own." What? No, you can't do this to me. You will eat cheese, you will pay for cheese, and you will like cheese. And if you don't agree, we will send our cadre of evil dairy henchmen over to your apartment to whip you into shape. Oh, one day that might happen, but so far I'm holding out my luck. I'm not going to eat cheese. I'm not going to eat cheese. I hope. They're not going to get me. And now I'm out of time. No time. Thank you. Good night.
What a cheesy way to end the evening. Just kidding. This evening's going to keep going. I just wanted to make that statement. This has been so fun for the hosted portion of the evening. Keep your clappers clapping for everyone who's gone up tonight. For CFTA for coming out or for letting us come out and do this. We'll clap for everyone who's going to come up. Just get it out of the way. You can clap for them again. But you should also clap for me now. Clap for me harder. Put a little oomph into it. I could do this for 5 hours, but I won't. I'm just going to do a quick reminder, Reno, of how the bullet portion's going to work. I'm not going to be coming up between each person anymore. I know, that's so sad, but don't worry, I'll hang around. I might be in the bathroom, but that's not important. Why did I say that? What does that mean? Anyway, so I'm going to introduce your first comic, and then you'll come up, do your set, and then you are going to introduce the next comic, and then they are going to introduce the next comic. Do we know how lines work? Are we good? Yeah. Oh, it was like it wasn't written straightly anyway, so don't worry. This is gaily downward. Okay, so we get how it's going to happen. The timing is going to be done by the person who is coming up next, right? George, we're doing the person who goes on next is timing? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so you're going to get 5 minutes. You're going to time each other, and you're going to be honest about it. And don't take over CFTA because I want to come back. All right. Do we got it? Are we good? All right. Clap for me again. All right. Now, everyone, get your clappers clapping for your first shotgun, Rose Kulick.
Well, thank you, Ray. I think you did a fabulous job tonight. You're pretty amazing. And thanks for all the other comments as well. Listen, I'm going to do the best I can tonight. I almost not wanted to do it. I changed my set. Anyway, so we're going to see. So I do intuitive work for a living. And when I first put myself out there years ago, I was instructed by my guides to go back to school for web design. And I really just wanted to do my spiritual work. I just wanted to do my healing work, my readings, crystal healing and energy work, and now they want me to learn technology. And I'm like, you want me to learn technology? Isn't that how they destroyed Atlantis? I'm like, oh my God. So then the next thing that, like I'm sitting there and I've done all this personal work. I've done all this work to bust limiting thought processes, undo old programs, let go of limitations, and now they're telling me, like, now I've got to learn a new language. I got to actually learn a computer language. I might just work my ass off to let go of all this shit. Now I got to learn something new, and it's like browsers, directories, all this different shit. I didn't know any of it. Didn't know what the hell it was, and sitting there going, okay, so you're talking about those little file folders? Is that what you're talking about? And they're like, yeah, that's a directory. And I'm like, wait. In the old days, weren't directories like big books where you could find addresses and shit like that? Like, isn't that how you use directories? You young people don't even know what the fuck that is, do you? Anyway, so I'm like, I'm saying, timing, right? So it ends up, I'm sitting there going, are you telling me that I can actually plug this shit in here and do like search the Akashic records after I've been doing all this stuff, like trying to access this high spiritual knowledge? And meanwhile, all I have to do is like go into a search bar. Oh, sorry, I had something else better for that. Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, so then anyway, I left out some beautiful parts, but anyway, so I'm standing in line at the grocery store. I'm all proud of myself. I'm sitting there talking to somebody about how I learned how to do my website, and I put my picture on it and all this stuff because I wanted people to trust me. And I got this young kid overhearing me like talking about the work that I've been doing. I'm like, listen, kid, I know you've been doing this since you've been coming out of the womb. You can probably do this shit in your sleep, but for this dinosaur, this is progress, right? So anyway, so it ends up that I am proud of myself. I might not necessarily know what generation I'm from. It could be Generation X, Generation Z, IUD, it's all the same to me. So then the next thing they tell me I got to learn is marketing. And they say, okay, you're going to learn marketing now. So I get these people telling me, I've done all this work about, moving past, manipulating, like really getting clear about what's beneficial for everyone concerned. Now they're telling me, listen, if you actually tell people what you do, they will not work with you. I'm like, I worked my ass off to help these fucking people. Now you're telling me I got to lie to their asses to actually get them to work with me? They're like, pretty much, yeah. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I got to do that? No. And so anyway, I sit there, I'm sitting there thinking, like, when I ended up committing to like a workshop or something like that, all I did was walk into a bookstore and there was a page there with numbers on it. I just ripped it off. And you're telling me this is progress? I said, okay, fine. So anyway, I end up, one of the keywords that I use for my work is the word psychic. And people get really funny about that. Like over the years, they used to like, when I would go up publicly, they would kind of walk up to me and they'd be like waiting. They'd be like waiting for me to read their minds. They're like looking at me like, do you know what I'm like, listen, if I'm like that all the time, I'd be like losing my fucking mind, right? So, and when I used to go dancing, like, you know, I'd have people walk up, I'd go for a cigarette, they'd be like, I hear you're psychic, like, what do you see? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm like not a vending machine at a carnival. And second of all, it's not even how I do my work. And third of all, I'm like, you didn't get me a drink, you didn't even say your name, you didn't do nothing. I said, my guides are saying that you need to learn how to do foreplay, okay? So then sometimes they'll come to me, they'll be like, at home I'll get called and I'll be like, I don't believe you're real. And I'm like, oh no, fuck, no. I put my picture on my website, this person's calling me, it's an unknown number. I'm like, wait a second here, am I having a Sixth Sense moment? Like, Bruce Willis didn't know he was dead. Listen, man, go to the light, man, go to the light. There's no hell. Just go to the light, buddy. Anyway, and then I'll get some people, and they'll be like, listen, I don't believe you do this. You got to do this work for free for me. Like, do any of you ever tell anyone what you do for a living? And they say, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I want you to prove to me what you do. So I say to them, I say, okay, what do you do for a living? And Buddy says, I'm a UPS driver. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I don't believe you. Why don't you deliver a package for me and bring it back, and I'll decide whether I'll pay you or not. And then think about it. If you went to someone who did colonics for a living, you say, listen, I don't believe you. So listen, stick a tube up my ass, put some water up there, and if I feel better after, maybe, just maybe, I'll think you're legitimate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the next comic is Sam. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sam. Woo!
CFTA, how are yous? Fucking hell, man. It's nice, good time. Be here in Pride Month, CFTA, you know what I'm saying, man? We're getting after it, having a good time. So it's Pride Month, so I guess, what do I do for the show now? I gotta talk about like my gayest experience or something? Is that what we're doing? That's what you want me to hear? Wait, me to hear? What the fuck did I just say? Hold on. You wanna hear my gayest experience? Do you wanna hear about my gay? No, I'm just kidding. No, fuck, Joe. No, man. No, I'll tell you, it's pretty gay, man, to be honest with you. So I was driving my car, right? And then just on the side of the road, like this girl is just like fucking riding her bike, and she's thick as fuck. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I'm just peeping, bro. Like, I might fucking T-bone somebody. I'm just like, you know, my fucking head's like this. I drive up, get right beside him at the stop sign. Stops at stop sign. I look over, it's a fucking dude. I was like, damn. So I just butt fucked that dude after. Yeah. Got him. Shut up, butt fucking dude. It's a good time. What else about gay stuff? Do you guys think it's kind of weird that like just the way you say words has like a different impression? Like if you said like queer, there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally cool. It's chilling. But if I said like queer, like that second one, you know what that dude looks like when he said that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that dude's wearing fucking Carhartt for fucking sure, man. Dialed in. He's got a toolbox, two-seater truck, man. He's got a dog. He loves football, man. Anyways, fucking hell. What else? What about, it's Pride Month, so let's get racist. What do you think? Pair the two together? Yeah? Fuck yeah, man. I'm fired up. Dude, me and my buddy went to a, like an all-black party. It's pretty sweet. I said to him when I got there, I was like, dude, we're the only white guys here. Like, are you just as scared as I am? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm so scared. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm just scared, like, you'll start playing some music and then we have to start dancing or something. Man, this is going to be rough. Fuck, man. You know what I mean? I looked at him like, why are you scared? And he was like, well, I'm not going to repeat what he said, actually. Yeah, it was kind of rough. No, fucking hell. There's our racism. What about sexism? I think we talk a little about that. I had sex yesterday. Different. Let's go. Crazy. Lee was there. I cracked Lee, dude. I cracked him. I got him. Him and his naughty little shirt. Love him. No, it was wild, man. It was a good time. It's been a long time coming, so it felt kind of nice. You know, it's been a while. It's been like fucking 26 years since the last time, you know what I'm saying? Fucking hell, first for everything, you know? No, it was good. I had fun. She didn't really, but, you know, fuck. It's a two-person game, but, you know, I didn't really sign up for co-op, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. It was tough. But, yeah, no, we had sex, and it was kind of weird because she kept telling me, like, all the time before, she was like, I'm a devout Catholic. I was like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? No, it was just weird. She kept, like, explaining to me, like, over and over again, like, why she's not going to hook up with me. Because she's Catholic, and she's, like, devout, into the church every Sunday, all that. I was like, I'm none of that, you know what I'm saying? Total opposite. Like, fuck. Temptation in the flesh. Temptation is my flesh, you know what I'm saying? No, it was wild. She's a good time. The only thing that was kind of tough is I was, like, fucking super late for work after. Like, I stayed up all night. I was, like, at her house. I'm, like, just fucking beelining it fucking all the way back home. It's just kind of brutal, man, because you're, like, beelining it that fast. And, like, you know when you're in a hurry and then stop signs become, like, optional? You guys ever drive like that? Because isn't a yield sign's got a little bit of red on it. So, you know, you could kind of pass for it, I think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just beelining it down the road, fucking just gunning it. And then this dude is just, like, driving beside me, or, like, in front of me, like, super fucking slow. And, like, you know when you're, like, driving behind someone, they're, like, super slow, you're like, dude, you're just getting fucking raged. You're just losing it, right? This guy knows exactly what I'm talking about. Been there, done that, brother. Fucking hell. I know what you mean. No, it was crazy. He was just taking forever, this person in front of me, and I was like, you motherfucker. I'm like, I just passed him at the right time. And I was like, you know you pass him? Like, well, I got to look at who's driving. I got to know. And who do you think it was? A fucking woman, dude! No, I'm just kidding. Sexism wrapped up. Fucking hell. There we go. Awesome. What about, what's some other isms out there? Other isms to talk? There's prisms. You guys like prisms? What's that? I know it's a shape. What kind of shape is it? Does anybody actually know what a prism is? I'm genuinely asking, what is a fucking prism? Do you know what a prism is? Yeah. What is it?
It's a shape that's the cross section is the same all the way through.
Say that one more time, but slower.
The cross section is the same shape all the way through.
This guy's good at math, I feel like. Holy shit, man. Damn. It's a pyramid?
Pyramid's not a prism.
Oh. That was actually, yo, damn, dude, chill, bro. That was getting crazy. Fuck. It's not a prism. It's not a fucking prism. Is that what it's called? Yo, where's Yuba? Don't you have a fucking Pink Floyd shirt on? Is that what it is? Fucking hell, man. Dude, let's go. Make some noise for prisms, guys. Fuck, that's really sick. It's amazing. And that's my set, guys. I love yous. And I'm going to bring up the next comic. The next comic we got is Liam. Unfortunately couldn't make it, so we're going to skip over him. And, yeah, he left. He dipped. The fifth person, I cannot read. Oh, dude, it's Automatic Jane, actually. Give it up for Automatic Jane, everybody! Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Hello. Wow, I thought today was a pride event. I wrote a lot of, well, I tried to remember a lot of gay things I did. I think we're allowed to say gay if you participated, so I participated. Thank you. So I am an old journalist. I've been a journalist for 21 years. I'm not a comedian, you can tell. I'm a retired rock star, but I'm also a journalist, and I was a journalist so long ago that there was only 4 letters when we started. LGBT. That was it. That was it. That's how old I am, guys. But in spite of that, actually, I need to tell you some modern dating things. I heard you guys talk about apps, okay? I have this joke about Tinder.
okay? This is how I describe hetero dating to people via Tinder, okay? Tinder is like when you forgot you ordered a pizza. Like, remember your drunk aunt who shops too much online? That's you, actually. But you're ordering, like, dudes in the neighborhood, okay? And you forget about it. But don't worry, they're gonna come there on time. They're gonna come there within about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. They're gonna bring Chardonnay. The problem is they are the pizza. The problem is you forgot that you ordered that pizza. That pizza was shook violently, like vertically, before it got there. And you don't remember what toppings you ordered on it. And also it's burnt. And you don't know the delivery guy who dropped it off either. So when that thing gets to your door, it's like, whoa, like, did I really order that pizza? Was that really me? Maybe, like, I will take the Chardonnay, and maybe the pizza is nice enough to hold a conversation. And that's probably your safest bet, hetero dating. But, you know, honestly, hetero dating is such a disaster. Guys dress like they're doing your plumbing. Like, I don't know what it is. Guys, like, roll out of bed. I don't know what it is. I used to, like, have to get ready for, like, an hour and a half when I was young. An hour and a half. You'd be sweating by the time you were done. And this guy would roll out of bed in, like, a cut. Like, it'd be, like, his uncle's T-shirt and his, like, old, like, jogging pants. You know, like, and it looks like he's there for, like, a utility bill, like, situation, like plumbing or, like, electrical or whatever. I feel like every chick wants to really date a gay guy because gay guys smell nice, they bring rosé, they're prepared, they, like, make a reservation, they even, like, have a great palate, you know? So that is, you know, dating hetero dudes versus what I would consider dating gay guys. I think it would be better. I think they'd be more prepared and they would smell better and they would have like collars on their shirts. It'd be nice. It'd be like a renaissance, actually, to be honest. But you know what's really fun is that I was caught by a pack of lesbians in Vancouver, actually. Yeah, true story, true story. You know what gave it away? It was the fact that I am dressed, and that's why I wanted to dress a little bit a la what I would wear in Hawaii and Vancouver, is that I wore what is called jorts. Scientifically speaking, it was jorts. I didn't know this at the time. They were called cutoff jeans when I was a kid, okay? But then I learned that through SNL they were called jorts because I watched that song. And then I'll never forget that I grew up on jorts. And then that's why the lesbians caught me in Vancouver. There was like, so I had a lesbian best friend who had a sister. This is a great story. So this is a great story. And again, I'm not a comedian. This is just what happens. And I thought this was Pride and this is comedy. So I'm going to tell you what happened. My best friend's sister hit on my friend or whatever of 10 years. We were like hanging out, you know what I mean? He told me, so to get her sister back, I hit on my best friend's girlfriend. So that's how you know you've been hanging out with lesbians, like for a while. You know what I mean? Because it makes no sense, but it's very much like 90210. It's like dating guys times 4. So this is why I feel like this is why I qualify. Because I have definitely made out with chicks in hot tubs, okay? And this is what I want to tell all you guys about, is that there is a time and a place to experiment and have a good time. It's called hot tubs, guys. I hear nobody has one here, or else you'd be like, woo, yeah, we all have hot tubs. No, apparently it's a bad economy. Nobody has hot tubs, nobody's traveling. I was in Hawaii last time. I was in a hot tub making out with somebody, and yeah, you know, when a hot chick looks at you with a cookie in a hot tub with all your friends, you know what I mean? You look at her, she looks at you, you then look at the cookie, and then you have both of the cookies at once, and then she had a friend, and then I had that cookie too. And then we all had the cookies, and all the guys at the hostel were jealous. So that's what I thought we were talking about tonight, which is comedy and pride, and which is that you guys should probably be way more gayer and way more funnier. And the end, I'm not a comic. This is On Mike Jane. Thank you so much. I believe the next guy is Michael. Oh shit, okay. Well, kill it, Michael.
I'm gonna be reading from a script the whole time, everybody, heads up. Sorry, well, you don't have to do. So, hi everybody, my name is Michael. I'm a stand-up virgin. This is my first time doing it, so please bear with me. Woo! And if it isn't obvious, then my mask is working and I'm gay. That's gay. Sorry, I've been to many queer coffee meetings. I'm mostly here to feel what it's like to be on stage doing stand-up myself, and if I bomb, that's good. I want to feel it, because if it unlocks a humiliation kink, bonus. Okay, so first, is anybody here hyped for Pride this month? I know we're halfway in, but who's woo woo woo, right? So I'm planning to go to a couple events this month, including I'm gonna brave going to Toronto at the end of the month, probably the Sunday, but I might die, but it's fine. So it's one of the only festivals where straight casual doesn't feel right. I see the nudists and I somehow feel underdressed. Nipple tassels or no, or how many rainbows before a leprechaun shows up. Serious questions like that come up, and I'm staring at my closet and I'm thinking, I just came out of that, I don't know what to do with it. So I have to reveal I wasn't always gay. I didn't figure out I was into sweaty, dorky, and smart men until I was almost done university. It's a problem. My therapist and I are in talks to figure out what exactly made me gay. It was either that or I have to address the ADHD or the body dysmorphia, and I think one demon is enough for 2026. In fact, it was my therapist's suggestion to do this morning. He told me this morning because it was one of those, I'm having a crisis. There's a open mic and I want to go. And he's like, do it. And I printed this out while at work. Don't tell my boss. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. I was born here in Hamilton. Woo! And I'd suffered the same Stelco air and suspicious bay water as many other residents here. So that's one possibility, Rainbow Lake water and glitter in my oxygen. I grew up pretty much in a latchkey household. My mom didn't really care what I did or who I hung out with, as long as I ended up as a doctor one day. That's another thing that she's going to be disappointed about. No grandchildren anytime soon. Unless the stork is built and down to clown, you know. I grew up raised by video games, cartoons, and 90s television, which has left me with many verbal and physical stims or earworms. It will be a cold day in gay hell when I admit how many times I looked up 90s commercial jingles on YouTube. So the signs were all there growing up. I just wasn't, aware of them. Not many kids that age are self-aware. My friends love cars, first-person shooters, and sports. I enjoy teddy bears, role-playing games, and sportsmen. They listened to Green Day, Destiny's Child, and Blink-182. I was all about that early Britney Spears, Aqua, and S Club 7. Okay, so when I told my doctor this, he definitely scribbled on a big notepad, gay, and ran out of ink and pulled out another one to finish the prescription. So I had possible gay music exposure to things that made me like boys. I also played a significant amount of video games growing up, everything from Doom to Final Fantasy, and more than a little Mario. I want to believe I became a well-rounded person with sensible morals. I developed problem-solving skills, this is what I put on my resume, and the ability to think outside the box. I also developed so many physical stims and poses that are hardwired into my body. I know how to stick out my ass and look good in a photo, but I can't do anything with this. This is not marketable, unless I'm on Barton, but okay. I learned early that I didn't care what race anyone was, Asian, Black, Caucasian, or Yoshi, though that may have made me a slight furry. It's impossible to tell. If there are any Bowsers in the crowd, please leave me a DM. The signs were all there growing up, I just didn't know about it. Going through high school, I developed the belief that everyone goes through something that changes or dramatically alters their life between grades 9 and 12. Sort of like in Stand By Me, that movie. But Canadian, so everything happens a few years later than it does in America. So I went to university for physics, and then after one term I switched to theater and I haven't looked back. Maybe I should have, because after 15 years I finally have enough to pay back my student loans. I know but I made a discovery while reading through my script over and over again. I kind of know what led me to my gay awakening. It was during a fantasy writing course where we had to read things like The Name of the Wind or Percy Jackson and the King Killer Chronicle or whatever, garbage. It's not garbage. Don't tell my professors that. On a lark, I decided to read one of those, in the literature section of chapters, there's the Harlequin novels, those romance novels with red fonting on the top and bottom with terrible title names. Like the Playboy Chic's Virgin Stable Girl. Like, don't read that, it's garbage. But then I stumbled upon the queer side of it, so I was, like the ones from Siren Publishing or something like that. I'm talking about the Sutton Brothers or Demon Warriors. Like, these are generic names, but when you open them, they're like, oh God. So imagine back in 2014, a dark and stormy night, I swear to you, I was balls deep in a novel, and the moment I reread the same passage about a cock burrowing deep into a tight ass, shit, I'm gay. So like, memories of every queer thought I've had growing up suddenly makes sense. Get Down by the B44s made more sense about going down on somebody. The entirety of the Rocky Horror Picture Show made a little bit more sense. So that's where I'm standing in front of you all, outright blaming reading for making me gay. I won't look back. Thanks, everybody. I do have a theater degree, so that's why it just made it easier. Next up is James Cole. Are they here? Cool. Bring it all up for them.
Hello, everyone. Just because I'm a little bit curious, who here isn't a performer? Just a stand-up. Who here isn't a stand-up? Thank you for your service. My name is James Cole. I don't know if any of you have heard that name before. It is the name of also the name of the character that Bruce Willis plays in the film 12 Monkeys. Has anyone seen that flick? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good flick, Terry Gilliam. I did see the commercial when I was a child, and I was watching it with my parents, and the voiceover for the commercial goes, James Cole doesn't know who he is, what's going on, or who to trust. I don't know if any of you have ever had your parents turn to you, point, and laugh at you. It does tend to affect your self-esteem slightly. Last year or the previous year, I did have a friend suggest to me that I might be autistic. And that kind of really upset me. I did have to go watch some trains to calm down. Honestly, I haven't done stand-up in a while. I think the last time I really did stand-up regularly was like 12 years ago. But I have recently got some very interesting mail from CBS. Yes, Canada Blood Services. They want me to donate again. I have donated 56 pints as of recently. Thank you, you emotionally dead crowd. I thank you all for it. Oh, you're all such cynics. I love it. How many people have given blood here before? Excellent. I'm proud of you. You are my tribe. You get the questions that they ask you on the pass, their screening questions, and they're incredibly intrusive. One of the ones is, have you ever traded sex for drugs? And that always upsets me because I don't need to be reminded I'm not getting either. I am a bit of a menace when I'm there because I do try to amuse myself when I am there. They don't like you chanting blood for the blood god. They say I'm upsetting the children. But I guess I get that. I am a bit of a menace when I'm there. They do have a brochure at the recovery table after you give, and you read it, and it shows you how your blood is used. Sometimes it's directly for medical treatment, sometimes it's for research. I do tend to, at the recovery table, make a bit of a point of reading this so everyone at the table can see. And in a quizzical voice, I sometimes say, salad dressing. That's usually when they ask me to leave. I also do get I've been donating for a long time, and this is a very old joke, so bear with me. I'm going to tell it. I have the microphone. You can't stop me. One of the things that they were screening for was if you'd been to the UK, because what I was earlier giving, they were worried about mad cow disease. So, mad cow disease, if I remember correctly, it causes erratic behavior before it turns the brain to jelly. My question is always, what constitutes erratic behavior for a cow? Moo. Moo. Bah. Erratic behavior for a cow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hamilton. I got nothing else. I got nothing else. I'm spent. So we're going to be bringing next up your next act. Everyone, please give it together. Get a big round of. God, I've been so long since I've hosted. Get your clappers clapping, as a wise individual once said. Get your clappers clapping for Yuba!
White people, am I right?
God, they suck.
Fucking straight white males, am I right? Guys, I haven't been up since Sunday, and I have a lot I kind of want to get through. But it's kind of funny that you did that to me, because you were my first note. You clapped pretty loud, man, for the tech support. I was thinking 110% they taught you how to clear your browser history. And you've been grateful ever since.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong, okay. You know the saying, more money, more problems? You know it, the way you just dapped me up. You don't know the saying?
I'm familiar with it, but
I disagree with the saying.
Okay.
I don't even mean to be rude. I have like 5 minutes. Is it 5-3? And I want to get through all my notes. I disagree, because I feel like money would solve a lot of my problems. A lot of everybody's problems. It's a pretty rich thing to say, more money, more. I think different problems is the better saying. Than more money, more problems. I'm sorry I got held up. Some dude tried to sell me a squirrel. I was the one viewer who was tuning in. That was pretty funny, man. That shit had me dying. He was pretty convincing. He was like, you want to see something cool? Prisms, by the way. I don't know why I wore this shit. Let's talk, I was going to gay jokes. I was kind of hesitant to do gay jokes today, but I was like, what the fuck? Gay people find things funny. Like, why would I not? Like, I like laughing at black jokes, so I'm like, I was thinking about your flag. Your flag is pretty creative. I like it. When they were picking the colors, they were just like, what colors you guys, what kind of flag you guys want to have? And just everything. Let's just have all the colors just in case. Gay people are like pretty fucking prepared. I was gonna say it's nice to see some color in here. There's not that much color in here. I'm not talking about skin, I'm talking about just like color, because the world's been pretty bland with color lately. And I was like, gay people took all the color. I was also thinking, why is it LGB? Like, do you guys think lesbians are just the strongest? That's why they got theirs at the top. I don't think anybody's winning an argument in that situation. I have some gay, like, male friends, and the way they talk about lesbians is like, holy shit. It's like, there's a lot of anger there sometimes. I think it's because they lose the arguments. I'm getting a little carried away because I have notes, and I don't want to get too preposterous with my words. I don't know why I was hesitant to do gay jokes here. I did Israel jokes at a Jewish club. You know what that's like, y'all? It's like doing Israel jokes at a Jewish club, man. He said, do you know your audience? I was like, yeah, I'm at a comedy club. People talk about like fucking their animals up here. It's a little fucked up. Like, it's crazy. And I was thinking, Do you think animals like see us all as bigots? The way we treat certain animals like so much better, like dogs, cats, right? Like you'll make out with your ass sniffing dog, but a mouse comes in and it's just like, holy shit! Like he's like, I was in this house before you. What the fuck? Like why are you treating me like I was here, and then you came in here, and then all of a sudden just made it yours, and now that I just want to come out and get some like fucking crumbs. I was thinking, yeah, that makes us pretty Israeli, man. I told myself I was gonna stop with the Israeli jokes, man, and now I realize I have 1 minute left, and now I'm just gonna go like, I have it color coded, y'all, just in case of today. My mom, we're gonna talk about my mom and gay people. She can't say the word gay is the funniest shit, and she works with a lot of gay people because she works in a women's shelter. That's not the correlation. It's just there's a lot of women who work there, and so she always like has to call. She always has to say, "G." Like she thinks y'all are fucking gangsters. Like she's always like, do you know I was working with somebody? Like she hates the word partner more than anything because it's just a fucking curveball. She doesn't know where to like get her confusion, right? She's like, when there's gay people in her office, I'm like, Mom, you can just say gay. It's not a bad word. They say it themselves, right? It's part of LGBTQ and so on. Everything is indecisive in between. I can't even bring up the middle stuff to her. It's just a gay or lesbian, and that's it. Like partner, anything in between. It's not because she needs time. She's a hijabi. But the thing she always says about gay people, she's like, but they're so nice. Like you wanted them to be assholes to you for whatever reason, just so you can like justify something else. I don't have time. I'm gonna say one non-gay joke. I was thinking about it. It's like white people love it when you do their activities. You ever have a white friend? You guys, a lot of y'all are the white friend. Y'all ever have a black friend who like asks you to go skiing for the first time? That's a little cliffhanger for my next joke. I don't have time to do it here. I'm gonna be respectful. All right, guys. All right. That's who I think it is, man. It's gonna make my mustache look a little fucking thin after he comes up here. It's Trevor. You guys know him. He needs no introduction.
Let's give it up for you, everybody. Oh my God, we made it. How's everybody doing? Are we a couple on the couch? No, just friends, dating? What's the word? I saw two heads bob the opposite directions. I'll move on. You know what they say is that I feel like I got this curse on me. I don't tell many people this, but like when I date someone and then I break up with them, not I break up with them purposely, but there's, you know, we just don't work out. They end up dating the next person and they marry that person. I swear to God, that's happened to me the last 2 or 3 years. I already got the red light. That's cool. Okay, so we're gonna bring up your. I'm just joking, guys. No, I swear to God, I feel like that's happened to me the last like 2 or 3 girlfriends that I've had. And I don't date often, but you know, maybe I just set these girls up for, you know, what they're looking for. You know what I mean? I didn't think my mom met my dad. Cool, guys. It's a new one, all right? It's an open mic. It's all right. It's all right. I don't know if you can tell by me, but I was robbed on the weekend. Yeah, they stole shit off me. And you think that like when you're at like, you know, you get broken into, you get, you know, robbed by your shit, but like you can't defend yourself anymore because if like, you know, what if I hurt them and then now I'm being charged for, you know, assault on something that I was trying to defend my property, right? And I'm conflicted here, right? So in my truck, when I got broken into, I had thought to myself, I'm going to leave a first aid kit because clearly they needed it when they broke in. Because they took it. And now I'm worried and I'm calling hospitals right now. I'm like, yo, is there a guy there wearing like my golf pants, a polo that has my face on it, and a jacket that fits me only? Like, what are we doing here, man? Haven't found him yet. But I described him to you, so if you find him, let him know that you can keep the clothes in the backpack. I just, you know, next time ask. I would have opened the door for you. I really would have just given it to you, if you wanted it. And then you think to yourself, it would have been scared to be there in that point. At least I wasn't there. I woke up in the morning and my shit was gone. So I bought a Batman suit. I'm not gonna be the Batman. I'm just gonna be a Batman, an Batman. The Batman's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? You gotta go to the movies and shit. You gotta do all that shit, right? I'm just gonna wear hockey pads. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the guy that gets tied up with the bad guys when the real one shows up. But you'll probably know who I am with a mustache. You know what I mean? But then I thought to myself also, with these being broken into, maybe I go undercover. Quit my job. Stop wearing my shoes, like Sam. Find the ringleader. Get back my fob from my fucking garage. Jesus Christ, man. Sorry, this is just me venting because I got robbed, Anyways, but you guys like horses? You guys fans of horses? I think they're neat, You think so? All right. But you think like back in the day, like we had some wild horses, right? Didn't really know what was causing them. But you think like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam were hanging out one day and they're like, you know what? I feel like this horse is acting a little different. And they crack their glasses together and they drink their whole fucking brandy and fucking liquor. All of a sudden, someday they're like, whoa, I don't know what happened, man. This horse was fucking crazy last night. But fuck, man, my head hurts, I think we just got to put this horse down. It's going to act wild again, And many moons later, we got the automobile, and we're like thinking back, we're like, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam themselves. I don't think it was the horses. Might have been their legacy. It's a good one. It's a new one. We're working on it. I like it. I was hoping for the light we could get Lee Carroll to stand up, show his size. There we go. Thank you, guys. We're going to bring up your last performer of the evening, which got the red light. This guy is a good friend of mine, Sean Weedman, everybody.
Give it up for the homie Trevor. Don't ever call him Trevor. That hard R is not accepted here. All right. So speaking of Lee Carroll, it was Michael's first time doing comedy. Give it up for Michael's first time. Yeah. I bet he wish he got a clap like that for his first time with a guy, but we're working on it, Michael, I promise. So society's there, just everybody else got to catch up, All right, but no, just a heads up, despite what Lee Carroll dresses like, shorts isn't the move. It's not the move up here. People are gonna, I know you like this, but people are gonna be staring at your legs the whole time. So especially if you got something packing down there, just not the move as a first-time comedian. Just letting you know, I was mostly just making fun of Lee. Stand up again, Lee, so they get it. Dude, I swear to God, every time I see you, they get shorter. It's crazy. Either that or your legs are just getting bigger. I don't know what's happening. All right, you're never gonna believe this, and we didn't work this bit out or anything. I actually got robbed just yesterday too. It's crazy. This isn't a lie. Unfucking real luck. We're the worst. Don't ever hang out with us. You'll get robbed. But it's crazy. They went into my apartment, right? And they took some stuff off my shelves. They took my Xbox and everything. But they left my TV. They left expensive clothing. I feel like they looked around the place and they were like, maybe we should just take a few things. Yeah. It's pretty sad, but it's possibly true. So before all this shittiness that's been befalling me and my friend, I was in a really good mood. I was doing the old man thing, my landlord's away, so I'm mowing the lawn. I'm doing all this old man shit, And I love it. He doesn't even ask me, and I'll water the lawn. You know what I mean? He just said, take out the garbage, mow the lawn. That's all he wanted. But I'm mowing, I'm watering it. I'm going under the bushes, watering the bushes. I'll sit out there while the sprinkler, the old one. Anyway, not the Millhouse style, if anybody remembers that. It's the old one. But anyway, so I'm sitting out there smoking my joint, watching that happen, and these robins start coming by. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. A mama robin teaching her babies how to look for worms while it's all wet, and that's pretty cool, And I noticed they kept coming every time I was watering the lawn. So I started coming up with names for them. And I called one Tony. Tony Robbins. No. I called one Williams. You know, Robin Williams. And then I called one Batman. Anybody get that one? Come on, it's a little bit of a thinker. I know jokes aren't supposed to be smart, but Batman and Robin? Anyway, I'm trying to work on that. It's a new joke. I feel like there's something there. There's legs with the Robin. You could like think about all the Robin, like Baskin. I called one Baskin and Robbins, you know? Anyway, there's something there. So yeah, I'm trying to think of some other jokes here. Oh yeah, so okay, yeah, so I'm at work and you know, every time I go in I'm stoned, so I have this particular look, right? And like you guys do too, but when I come out and I ask you guys like, "Hey guys, how you doing tonight?" Yeah, calm down. That's not how you answer your boss. But one day I didn't have any weed to roll, so I kind of went into work, and he instantly caught it. He was like, "Dude, you look a little different." So he walked right up to me. He's like, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?" And I was like, "Woo! Yeah!" Yeah, don't do cocaine before work. Allegedly. No, I'm joking. I'm clean. I've been actually for years now. Yeah, thank you. It's just because I've been showering regularly. Relax. Cocaine's impossible to quit, dude. I don't know if you've ever tried it. I'd probably have an easier time making this girl come before me. Or getting her number. I don't know. They're not together, right? All right. So, anyway, that's another new one. We're hoping people don't beat me up after the show when I do that. I got robbed, so who knows? Anyway, I get really funny Bumble messages. You know, the one where they have to like reach out to you first. I got this one from this chick, and she's like, "Why do you look like you know the medical name for roofies?" I thought intelligence was like a turn on, right? But no, she sent me another one, and she's like, "Why do you look like you can't be or could be in a high school, like legally?" And I was like, "Probably because I know what flunitrazepam is." That's roofies for all you uneducated people. All right, I just want to thank you again for taking the time to have comedy at CFTA. Thank the host, thank the owners of the place, and the people behind the ones and twos. Give it up for yourselves. I love that I got a bigger clap for all that.